Good morning, cultists! In our previous episode, we left things off after being thoroughly confused by the kingdom management stuff. I'm still not entirely sure how it works, but we'll figure it out as we go. In any case, let's start things off by talking to a few people. Even though we've been doing that for the last few episodes, I guess we kinda do need to. So we need to speak to... Let's see, the nymph? The nymph suggested the Baron set off to her chambers, an old tree growing inside the ruins in the middle of the woods. Whoa, spoilers, Lindsay. She didn't invite anyone else. Looks like the nymph is only interested in offering her reward to the Baron. Though I don't like the suggestion, if I were in the Baron's shoes, I'd definitely stock up on invisibility potions or other means to avoid trouble. Uh-oh. That's... interesting. Alright, so I guess that's their way of telling me that I should be prepared? Right. Gotcha, so I need to sing Scar's song from the hit animated movie, The Lion King. Fantastic. That's a Miri's thing. Oh, we also need to speak to Kaesi, our other tiefling person, I guess. And I guess there's a development in 41 days and 6 hours. And we also need to find ourselves a treasurer. Great. Not sure how I can do that. Can I just randomly waltz into this house? Let's see what happens. Hello, citizens. Can I steal your stuff? Or is that considered stealing? Wow. The Baron himself. Greetings, your grace. My regards, Baron.
Becomes distance.
This is locked? Excuse me, citizens. How dare you lock this chest? Let me pose magnificently so that I intimidate you into opening this locked box. You know what? I don't feel good about stealing from my own peasants, so let's not. I don't know how Kaesi managed to pay for this magnificent looking house, but sure. And are you a merchant? Verdal. A young dwarf, red-haired, neat and surprisingly clean-shaven, stands leaning against a sledgehammer. He's busy reading some book, but as you approach, he looks up and bows slightly. Greetings, your grace. I'm Verdal, a blacksmith. What can I do? What can I do to help you? Not sure what that accent is, but tell me about yourself. What is there to tell, your grace? I'm a blacksmith. My father was a blacksmith. My grandfather was a blacksmith, and his grandfather too. Besides, every one of them were remarkably fertile, so I have plenty of cousins, second cousins, and third cousins. And all of them are blacksmiths too. And they're all so very pretty. Pretty much all the weapons in Niven were forged by someone from our family. That's why I moved away from the old home grounds. My skills are more useful here, that's for sure. You look a little unusual for a dwarf. That's a little rude to say, but that is Fabrosi's thing. Verdal sighs and runs his fingers through his hair. You expect to see a beard, eh? No offense, but what's the point of a beard? Especially if you're a blacksmith and working with fire. You burn it once, dip it into lighting oil and catch a spark from the forge, and your beard is history. You're better off without one. So what are you reading? Verdal looks a little confused. Well, different things. It's nice to take a rest with a good book. Just now it's Valor and Honor, 10 Adventures of the Splendid Willas, Gunderson, and Absalom. Alright, so let me see your goods. As your grace wishes. Okay, so you sell some weapons and armor. Adamantine full plate. Wow. That costs more than my entire kingdom or barony. Fantastic. Great, thanks, dude. What about you, Hasuf? What do you sell, sir? You see a dark-skinned, wiry man with a weather-beaten face and a happy smile on his face. He is dressed luxuriously, and his dark hair and neat mustache are exquisitely coiffured. Or whatever. The man bows to you, spreading his arms a little. Hasuf from Absalom is happy to welcome you, your grace. Come, take a look at the best wares we traveling merchants have to offer. Please, come, take a look. Tell me about yourself. My pleasure, your grace. The merchant smooths his mustache and commences his story with an air of importance, speaking in a sonorous voice, gesturing wildly. Hasuf's family was not rich, and he, as many in Absalom, had to start from the very bottom. As a child, while his peers chased pigeons and stole apples at the market, he worked at the tannery. Oh, I can still smell the disgusting stench. I don't know if they do it these days, but back in the day, they actually used to use dog feces in tanneries for the curing process, I believe. So, hence the stench. The man pulls out a heavily perfumed handkerchief and waves it in the air. Ahem. Well, the young apprentice worked hard, saved every coin, and soon managed to purchase the tannery from his former master. Then, as soon as he had enough money, he opened his own trading agency. After 10 years, countless deals and many tours in his caravan, Hasuf was one of the most successful merchants in Absalom, thus writing his name indelibly in the history of the great city. The merchant looks at you with pleasure. Well, how was that? I'm looking for a writer so I can dictate my memoirs. Haha. I think many would find it interesting and useful to learn more about me. Great. So what is the secret of your success, Hasuf? There is no secret. Perseverance, strength of character, attention to detail, the gift of persuasion, charm. All of these things, among others, are key to success in my profession. But if I did have a secret, who would I be to share it with anyone? The merchant laughs merrily, his hands rubbing his sides. So why did you leave Absalom, the center of global trade, for some young barony in the stolen lands? Haha, this is a very long story. I don't think your grace would be interested. You know what? Tell me. The merchant groans theatrically. Very well, as you wish, your grace. It was about the woman. When I was still young, I fell in love with the daughter of a judge, an important person in Absalom. For many years, I tried to win her heart, but she was cold as stone. I should have given up, but this was not in my character. In the end, I did manage to win her love, but I was unready for it. Hasuf swallows and rubs the back of his head. As Abadar is my witness, the flames of hell burned inside this woman. I could not live with her for even 6 months. Tenderness and passion one day, screaming and scandal the next. Sometimes she would break into my office during my business meetings and make a jealous scene. And sometimes pulled me by my collar and from the finest taverns in town. I couldn't sleep. I was nervous all the time, and it started to affect my business. I realized there was nothing else to do but run. Leaving her and remaining in the city would be impossible, even in such a city as Absalom. I decided to never return, and I still fear that wildcat of a woman will follow my trail. Hasuf stops talking and stares into space without blinking, although sometimes, after a couple of jars of wine, I still remember her. Perhaps it was I who unleashed this tornado in her, if I somehow behaved differently. Alright, so let me see what you have, now that you've told me your sob story. Flame Guard, whoa! Fire Resistance 10. Stratagem? Interesting! Whoa! Look at all the stuff that he has. Lesser Phylactery of Positive Channeling. Oh man! That would be great for our clerics. Amulet of Natural Armor. Necklace of the Eternal Hunter, etc., etc. Wait, you sell stacks of the, Oh, I see. No, it's... I thought it was a stack of 10 for 300 buckaronis. It is not. Gotcha. I do wonder if maybe we should buy some of these scrolls, though, for Octavia. Bag of holding. 25,000 buckaronis. My god. And a crowbar. You know what? I'm gonna buy this crowbar just in case. Dinosaur bones? What? And also a rope. Can I get a towel? Wait, I can buy build points? What? I'm sorry, someone's screaming? What's going on back there? Alright, so I bought some rope and a crowbar for 20 buckaronis. And who are you? Zarsi. The tiefling girl looks as though she's made of springs. She cannot stand still for a moment. She nods her head, snaps her fingers, and taps her feet into an inner whirling song. Seeing you, she quickly waves her hands and breaks into a wide smile and immediately starts jabbering. Your Grace, welcome. What do you want? Scrolls, I have them. You won't regret it. My suppliers will bring more scrolls for sale. If you manage to attract more mages to your lands, more mages, more demand, and more goodies for you. So if you build them libraries, we'll both profit from it. Could you perhaps speak a bit more slowly? Sure, as you wish. Who are you? Zarsi the Litter Gobbler, at your service. The girl bows with a wide smile. Best spells, charms, jinxes, and hexes for the best baron across the river kingdoms. Buy it all, and don't be stingy. You won't regret it. So where do your goods come from, besides Scotland? It's a family business. I've got siblings all across Mendev. They pinch I mean, they're very creative suppliers, and they sell it all. Get it now, don't hesitate. My goodies are great. Great. She also sells some scrolls and stuff. Actually, mostly scrolls. Ooh, interesting. Alright, cool. Let's talk to some more important people now. For example, Kessel? Is that a tavern, or is that like Octavia's house? Alright. Oh. Sorry, did I say Kessel? Isn't Kessel the guy? Kayesi. A tense silence hangs over the house. Kayesi, your tiefling friend, emerges from the shadows, but her eyes are staring into the distance. She seems to look right past you. No, not now. What the hell? Wait, did her eyes just change color? I swear. I feel like her portrait flipped. The turmoil is suddenly over, but you see fear in Kayesi's eyes, her blue eyes. Oh. Interesting. So, I wasn't imagining it. It's you. I wanted to say Please don't be afraid, you can tell me the truth, what's going on. I think you owe me an explanation. Well, I'm not chaotic good, so I don't know why this is considered chaotic good, but sure. So I think you owe me you know what? Maybe just for now, let's try this, because I don't want to scare her, right? Please don't be afraid, you can tell me the truth, what's going on. The girl closes her eyes and clenches her fists, obviously in the grip of a strong emotion, but one you cannot read. I knew it couldn't last forever. Why did he even make this rule if he knew it would be impossible to keep? What? She takes a deep breath, opens her eyes, and speaks with firm resolve. Wait, what was her voice again? I think that was her voice. Come what may, you should know, Fabrosi McCortes, that the person you know by the name of Kayesi does not exist. My real name is Kaliki, and well, it's a long story, and such stories are better told beside a welcoming fire. Will you hear me out? Alright, sure. I don't want to hear anything or see my lands again. That's terrible. No, fine, let's go. Wait, where are we going? Oh, Kaliki. The girl rests her head on her arms and stares off into the distance, lost in memory. Stories by the fire. In the desert where I was born. My fondest memory. When the day is gone, hosts and guests, parents and children, friends and rivals, all gather by the fire under the stars to tell their tales. All they did, all they witnessed, all they heard from other travelers, and the whispers carried by the desert wind. My sister and I often snuck in to hear these stories, hiding in the shadows just beyond the circle of light and warmth. We are hellspawn, you see. Tieflings are unwelcome guests in Kadira, unblessed by the light of merciful Sarenrae. So I guess Sarenrae is the god over Kadira, the westernmost satrapy of the Harisha Empire of Kelesh. Kadira is a kingdom with the power of the sprawling empire at its back. Kadira is Kelesh's doorway into the Inner Sea region and perhaps the single most valuable piece of real estate on Golarion. We grow up sleeping in a common tent, scavenging food here and there like orphans, but all but outcast and disowned. We were 13 when we left and set off to find happiness in the cities, and everyone we left behind sighed with relief. My sister and I, we are twins, but as different as the sun and moon. Her name is Kanera, which means a silent flame. A flame, she is fire, a cold fire, but one that turns everything to ash. I'm a river. It brings me joy to give water to tired travelers and nurture green shoots, but when I flood, I am bound to bring death. The girl's eyes are full of sorrow. Despite our differences, we are one. Our lives belong to divine Nethys, and by his mercy we now live in Turns. While one of us is here, the other sleeps in another plane. And when she wakes, we switch places, just as you witnessed. Oh, really? Nethys, also known as the All-Seeing Eye, is the Garundi god and holds knowledge and magic above all things. He gained enough power to witness all things, and this both fueled his divinity and shattered his mind. He's a god of magic, torn between destroying the world with one hand and saving it with the other. I see. So this is why you didn't remember when we were talking to Jamandi Aldori. Oh, I see. Interesting. And what can I do to help? So this is why you didn't remember me when we were talking to Jamandi Aldori. How could I remember you? I'd never met you at the time. That was Kanera. She was the one who talked to you at the reception and helped you fight off the assassins. We usually write each other notes, recounting in detail all that happened, and describing any friends that Kayesi had made. But that time we switched right in the middle of a mansion engulfed in fire and filled with assassins. Kanera didn't have the time to write any notes. So she should basically be tattooing stuff all over her body like in the hit movie Memento. And how is it that you began to live in turns? Kaliki lowers her head. The story, it's not one I've told. It's one I've never told anyone before, not even in the whole world. And it's not easy to confide in a stranger. There's too much grief and guilt in it. If you don't mind, I'd rather not go into all the details. That's fine with me. Actually, I think we're talking a little too much. You see, my sister died, and I couldn't get over it. Kanera was killed by a Soul Eater, a monster summoned by secret followers of Abaddon's archdemons. Those who summoned him died in the fight, but the beast was too strong for my sister, and I wasn't even there to protect her. Kaliki catches her breath. We just had a fight, and we both did some stupid things just before, but they don't want to talk about that right now. When I found out what happened to my sister, I was ready to make a deal with any power, if only I could just get her back, and I found such a power. I was contacted by Arcanothagn, the herald of the god Nethys himself. She promised she would return Kanera to life, but on two conditions. First, we must both keep the arrangement a secret, which you've now broken. Second, we would never be able to meet again. And so our new life began. We now flee through the world, guarding our secret, always introducing ourselves as Kayesi to hide that there are two of us, and we switch places with each other at random. While one leaves, the other sleeps in the demiplane, one created specially for us. And you can't control these switches. No, we cannot. They happen at random. Most often while we're sleeping, but sometimes in broad daylight. That's why we can never stay in one place for long. When someone witnesses a switch, we usually tell them a tale of a special magical way of traveling, but people start noticing strange things and begin to figure things out. Truth be told, I'm so tired of having to pretend. We knew this couldn't last forever, and now the truth is finally out. What's the point with all this? You revealed your secret to me. It means that you broke one of the rules set by the deity's herald. Yes. Will you make me regret this, Fabrosi Mikotes? That's a very difficult name to say with this accent. I felt you might be someone who could help my sister and me change our fates. Alright, so what can I do to help? I know that's a neutral good option, but I like to be good with my companions. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. Kanera was supposed to tell you of an ancient treasury that we have been looking for. Gold isn't the only thing of value in this place. It may contain an ancient relic taken by the Taldan raiders from the respected Kadiran temples of Nethys. It's an unusual relic, called the Disc of the Eclipse. I once heard of a beautiful story that it was created from the shadow that hides the sun and the moon, but I don't think that could be the truth. Nethys is the god of magic, who was once a mortal wizard, and relics from his temples are usually very powerful. There are many among his followers who think that solving the mysteries of magic— I'm sorry, I'm choking on spit. Even rivaling their deity is the best way to serve them. One such follower created the disc long ago in the distant past. According to legend, it gave its owners control over planet travel, but only pairs of wizards bound by unbreakable ties could use it. While one of them traveled the planes, the other was his anchor in our world, and they could switch between. Do you see now why we so desperately wish to find the disc? It might help us understand how the switch between me and Kanera works, and it should make our divine patron happy. Nethys and his assistants value the desire to understand the mysteries of magic above all else. Alright, so how did this disc come to the Stolen Lands? It was brought here by Taldans from the 5th Army of Exploration. Taldor and Kadira were enemies for ages. Thousands of years ago, a soldier broke into the Temple of Nethys and stole the relic to sell it or secretly hold it as an heirloom. hundreds of years later, his own kin, or the kin of its 100th buyer, brought these strange lands where the Taldans had come, uninvited as usual, and which they finally vanished from with little trace. Sometimes, history is an intricate lace, sorry. You never guess where it begins and where it ends. So tell me the location of this treasury. Oh my god. Sorry, didn't mean for this to be a companion conversation, but sure. It was called Sorrowflow in the chronicle we read. It was once a Taldan town founded by the veterans of the 5th Army of Exploration. It stood on the shores of a turbulent river, and that was what destroyed it. One night, a terrible flood devastated the settlement, killing many and driving the rest to flee. Only the tower on the cliff remained, which was too high for the flood to reach. Water covered the ruins for a long time, but last year it receded. My friends found a chronicle which recounted the destruction of the city and spoke of the disk of the eclipse which was kept there. They managed to track down the ruins, but were frightened away by the monsters and beasts that roamed the area. Alright, so if this can help, then I agree. Kaliki's sad eyes get a little warmer. Thank you. I will wait for you there, at Sorrowflow. And please, let's explore the ruins together, just the two of us. I don't want to give myself away again in front of your companions. Breaking the Arcanothane's condition once was enough. I have no wish to anger a god. So long. Okay, so you're just buggering off? Hey, can I pilfer your house, Kayesi? Gold coins, silver earrings, and a book? Wait. Wasn't that in the chest that we found inside the house? What? Oh. It's locked. Great, so I guess we can't pilfer Kayesi's house. Sorry. Kaliki? Kanera? I forget what their names are. I think one is Kaliki, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so that's our conversation with her. Or them, rather. Let me see what's going on at Octavia's house. I actually kind of meant to talk to Bergongar, but I guess not. Oh, there they are. Hey guys. How you doing? Bergongar? Since I've already had a companion conversation with a Kayesi, we'll talk to you later, there, buddy. Sure. I'll read that later. What is this? Is this a tavern? This does not appear to be a tavern. I'm really not sure if I'm allowed to just pilfer people's stuff. So I'm just gonna avoid it just in case it causes problems for us in the future. Alright, so I think one thing I wanted to do was actually do some kingdom management stuff today. Yeah, like I said, I'm not entirely sure how everything works, but we'll figure things out as we go. And we also need to speak to the storyteller. Alright, Tristian will talk to you later. What about Casil? Can I maybe change envoys? Is that possible? I see. Alright, we'll talk to you later there, buddy. Let me just manage Chumbo for the time being. Chumbo, of course, will go down in history as the greatest name in all of, in all kingdoms. In everything that ever existed. So we can claim the outskirts, and that takes about 14 days. Right. Not sure if that's gonna require a royal rumble or something, like a war. So let's do this, Enchanted Winds. I'm not sure if I should be using a crisis point. And I'm also not sure if I can actually save scum this save chance. Like, I don't know if a success is going to be determined right now or by the end of it. Requires 21 days to solve. Alright, you know what? Let's do it. With no crisis points, because I have no idea how crisis points are gotten. And we only have the 5, so maybe we should just save that for something more important. And the other stuff... Oh, I guess we don't have an advisor for this. Wait. Didn't we already get the 500 build points? Is that not what our stats say? Oh, we don't have 500 build points. I see. Trade agreement with Sartova. Interesting. And we have no Oh, I'm assuming we need a treasurer. Right, okay. Alright, you know what? I think we're good for the time being. I don't know if these expire or not. And Harem is kind of busy with stuff anyway, so... Sure, I think we'll have to come back to this later. That's fine. Alright, so let's set out and do some adventuring now. Maybe we should let Fabrosi rest, because he seemed to be a little tired. Before I do that, though... I think I've set everyone's spells, yes? Yes, I have. Alright, so if I rest here... I think that should do the same thing as... Great! Alright, so now Fabrosi's not tired anymore, and whining about how his life is a burden. Alright, so we rested 8 hours. Does that mean that our kingdom thing has progressed at all? Oh, I think it went from 20 days to 21 days. I see. And I noticed that we can just skip days there, so I don't know if that's going to result in us resting or whatever. But let's head out, unless there's more stuff to explore outside, which I don't think there is. Let me just do it. Whoa! Tavern, main square, exit. Have I been to the tavern? I don't remember ever setting foot in the tavern. So if that's our tavern, we've never been there for sure. Whoa! Look at this. And of course, Amiri's enjoying a good booze. Yes? That's what I thought. Alright, so what am I looking at here? Scattered ink stains suggest that Lindsay may have spent some time here. Right. Step, step, step. Elena? Who are you? The bartender? Behind the bar stands a young woman with curly red hair, a round face and rosy cheeks. She gives you a friendly smile, fixing her cap. It's so nice of you to stop by, Your Grace. I'm Elena, the innkeeper. Tell me about yourself. I'd be happy to, Your Grace. I'd love to talk, especially about myself. Where are you from? What land and which family? I hail from the River Kingdoms. Artum, to be precise. I'm from a farming family, just like about everybody around here. There's more fertile land and pasture there than anywhere else in the River Kingdoms, except maybe the Seven Arches, which is of course the precursors to the Golden Archers. The folks who grow crops and tend cattle are well respected there, but at the same time, they live in constant danger. There's too many people, too many bad people, too lazy to work all day, but don't mind taking from other people's things. Or don't mind taking other people's things. Why did you decide to become an innkeeper? I was bored. Please don't get me wrong. I was fine at the father's farm, and I've got nothing but respect for farmers' work. But in our backcountry, you could go half a year without seeing one new face. No news, nothing happened. I've dreamed of working at an inn since I was a child. That's the kind of place where there's always lots of guests and stories. So where does the inn's name come from? Oh, don't ask. It's too funny. I keep thinking about what name to pick. Just choosing just the right one, but not one to waste time. I threw a beer mug on the door. I figured folks would just see it and come on in. So the locals got used to calling the place the Beer Mug Inn, so the name stuck. Tell me about the River Kingdoms. A month wouldn't be long enough to tell it all, Your Grace. Each kingdom is a special place all on its own. Elves live in one of them. Another one, half of the country, belongs to the Murderers Guild. Whoa, really? And the other half gives them their orders. They say that even the locals get discounts. There's just one thing that unites us all. Like a strong thread that keeps a quilt together. It's the Six River Freedoms. The Six River Freedoms. Yes. The first freedom, say what you will, I live free. Doesn't mean you won't get beaten up for what you say though. The second freedom, well, if you can call it a freedom, oath breakers die. Those who break oaths get killed just like that, so people prefer not to make any oaths at all. The third freedom, walk any road, float any river. Once the ruler of Hybar decided to build a gate across the river and collect a fee from each passing boat, well, there's no more Hybar. The fourth freedom is even worse than the second one. Courts are for kings. Whatever a king says goes. Well, as long as he doesn't say to build a gate across a river. Now for the fifth, slavery is an abomination. Nothing to explain there. Runaway slaves from all over come to us for a reason. And the sixth, you have what you hold. It means that theft is a much worse crime than robbery. If you catch my drift, you can honestly beat a robber and keep what's yours, but a thief acts on the quiet. Shame on him, and that's just disrespectful. Thanks. Show us what treats you have. Oh, she has all the foodstuffs. Interesting. Still not sure what we can do with the ale and whatnot, but sure. And I don't know if I want to just pilfer that. There seems to be a lot of stuff that I can pilfer, but... wait, what's happening with this place? Wait, why can't you walk through the door there, Fabrosi? You dingus. So that's the storeroom. And I'm assuming we can go upstairs. Oh, it's deadly quiet out here. Oh, Jathel, there you are. I was wondering about you. Anything in there? Nope, it's locked. Great, thanks. Alright, so... I'm just gonna... I'm sorry. Are you sharing a bed with a child? Or is that a gnome? I can never tell. One is legal, the other one is... Well, it's a gnome, so, you know.
Trail me.
That's your punishment right there, I guess. Alright, let's head out somewhere at the very least, because I've wasted my time just exploring my new barony, which... Alright, so if I exit... Ah, okay. I'm not sure if I can actually... I guess we can still take care of him even if he's currently busy doing stuff. Let me try Tristian, though. I want to see what he's like. And maybe we should switch out Regongar and Octavia with Jathel and Namiri? I don't know if I want to switch out like 50% of my team, though. Because I've kind of gotten used to them. Let's try... You know what? Let's just try this for now, and then maybe next time we'll bring Regongar or Octavia or both. We'll see, though. Alright, so, we could focus on the main story. Bald Hilltop. An eerie hilltop with little to no growth. Rumor has it that long ago, dark rituals to forgotten evil gods scarred this place forever, leaving it to remain lifeless and corrupted until the end times. Oh! Oh, good! So the Rat-No-Kill is still there. Fan-fucking-tastic. As is the trail in the hills. Sorrowflow, that's to meet the Kaesi sisters, I guess. And what else? We need to... Ancient Curse. So I think this needs to brew. Verdant Chambers. Where's the Verdant Chambers? Do we know where the Verdant Chambers are? Whoa, my god, it's so far away. Candlemere Tower. Interesting. Wow. Gonna take a little while to get there, eh? Alright, so I'm thinking maybe we'll check out... I think they said that the Bald Hilltop is... There's nothing to do there right now. If I seem to, if I recall a conversation with whomever. I think it was Jod. Yeah. Maybe we'll check out the trail in the hills, and then go to Rat-No-Kill. And then maybe Sorrowflow, which is kind of the closest quest that we have at the moment. Wait, what is this? Oh? What's that? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I think that's the border of our, barony. Is that right? Does that make a difference? Does that make it... How is that significant, though? Interesting. And I can just do kingdom management from here. Oh, okay, so we don't need to go to our, throne room at all. Nice. Very nice. Alright, well, unfortunately, I think that's going to be it for our episode for today. I apologize sincerely that we did not get around to doing anything at all. But, you know, but with our new barony being set up and whatnot, I figured it might be a good idea to talk to our people and figure out what's going on, just in case they have some quests to offer. Right. So, we'll check out these places in our next episode and see where things go from there. Alright, so for now, thanks for watching and have a good breakfast!